We're on.
Oh, we're on, are we?
Okay,
we're
we
on.
are live. Good morning. No, not good morning. Blah 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 blah. Hello, 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 hello.
Just say hello. Right?
Hello.
Yeah, it's easy.
I know.
We don't know where anybody.
I'm still in the morning mood. So yeah. Okay. Good morning. Hello. We are back on the yacht with we have Denise, Clowny and Kimi joining us, Clara and Andy.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Really good.
Is everybody okay? How has been your week? Because mine has been crazy.
Yeah, daylight savings. Clowny and Kimmy appear to have got gas cylinders on their head, or if they're on the drugs. I think the drugs aren't working.
They are Lego heads, honey.
Oh, are they Lego head? Well, I'll just show my ignorance there now. Yeah, okay.
Is it
Daylight savings, what's that?
What do you mean daylight saving?
You lived in America, you know.
Yes, I have, but we don't have that. We're not degenerates here.
Oh.
I don't have that in
Well-
Queensland, so I can't. Yeah, still the same.
America hasn't done daylight savings yet. It'll be in like 3 years.
No, I think ours changes on the 26th, I think.
I'm looking it up.
October.
I'm looking it up.
It's a bit strange. So every country is different, every state is different, and it's not even on the same day. So it's so stupid.
26th of October. We're doing it in Europe and the UK. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so glad I don't have to do that anymore.
Yeah, I don't do it.
It's so confusing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and the next thing that I wanted to talk about, I'm planning a cruise, to go on a cruise next year. So I'm very, very
Oh, you're going to cruise? We thought you were trying to come and surprise us and come to the UK or something. That's what I was saying. We fixed how you can't get in.
No. If I have to go to the UK, I have to go to France. But to go to France, I would have to get a full 4 weeks holiday, and I can't do 4 weeks holiday.
That's how you do it. You go to France, and there's some guys with inflatable boats, right? And they just put you on one of those and take you over. They're doing a ferry service for about 200 or 300 people a day doing that. So that's the way you can get into the UK.
There you go, economy. Good value for money, Pris.
No, thank you.
In fact, when you get to the UK, as long as you tell them that you are under threat from wherever you've come from, and you've got no resources, they will put you in a hotel. They will give you money. They will give you medication. They will pick you clothes.
They'll probably give you a computer and play Second Life. That's better than what you have right
Tell them
now.
you're under threat. If you tell them under threat from all the old trolls and stuff in Second Life, that's it. That'll be enough for them. You'll get through that. That'll keep you over here for a couple of years. So you'll be fine.
Will that work if I say it's a clown chasing me?
Definitely.
A clown chasing
You can say a dude with a Lego head.
Yeah, clown. Yeah. We speak Halloween and all that as well. It's evil clown season, so yeah. I mean, and they may well just keep you in on the grounds of mental impairment, really. So yeah, I'm sure we can probably do something.
But yeah, no, that's quite exciting because I've never been on a cruise. It's
Haven't you?
It's no. So it's really interesting to have to how you choose. Like I just wanted to know.
Sorry, Kimmy, I love you.
To pick an ocean view room, and my daughter, because she's doing that cruise in for Christmas, and she says, "No, Mom, you don't want it just an ocean view. I mean, you want air. You need at least a balcony."
You want a balcony?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do a lot of cruises. I've got a cruise booked next year as well, and you have to do balcony.
Oh, really? Why?
Definitely. Yeah.
Is it?
You don't want to be
nice
inboard
to
and
have-
basically looking so cute, can't see anything.
Hi, Sasha.
Hello. I am shocked.
So, sorry, Kimmy. What did you say? So, balcony is you have to do it even if you don't use it.
Yeah.
Because
It's nice to just.
my thinking was I have so much to do on this cruise. Why would I be in the room except to sleep?
What are you
It's
doing
just-
here? Hello? Hello?
It's just nice to have that a bit of outdoor space. Where are you going on your cruise?
New
Do you
Caledonia.
like bunny? Do you
It's
like
just
bunny?
yeah. I think in the morning, it's nice to have that. Watch the world go by, and I don't know.
Yeah.
For me, it's
If
always
you-
balcony.
If you get any form of sickness where you're confined to your cabin, then you really want to have a cabin that you can look out at the world, because you don't want to be stuck
Yeah.
for several days inside looking at a box.
Yeah.
I went on a cruise to Norway, and I caught COVID. So for the last 2 days of the cruise, I was bound to the cabin. So yeah, it was nice to have that bit of space.
Hey Sasha, just so you
Get
know,
fresh air.
we're live on YouTube right now.
Okay.
Okay, just letting you know. You're good.
I like
I didn't know if you knew.
like
We're doing a podcast.
you. What
is this?
Anyway,
You just
I'm-
dropped right
I'm
into
from
it, so
Ukraine.
yes.
I have no idea whether this is YouTube. It's blocking.
You are live and direct on YouTube, broadcasting to the world. Please do not swear.
Oh, okay, I don't. I just eat my chicken. I just had I have my chicken in my hand.
Okay,
Why would
Zia
I?
is alive and well. Welcome,
Hey Zia!
Welcome back, Clowny.
Oh yeah, friends. I need friends. Are you friends? Are you friendly?
We're about to talk about like deep SL talks.
All right.
Well, it's not
How
deep.
about
stream is going places.
How about we talk about soul and stuff? How about spirit?
Well, we were in the middle of talking about Pris going on her cruise at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're talking about trying to figure out where on the boat Pris should be. I mean, to my mind, as far below decks as possible, and maybe fairly close to the brig would be a suitable place for Pris. But she wants to maybe sit on a balcony and look out and see the sea go by, which isn't a bad thing. The advantage of having a place there is that when you get the people that miss the boat when it stops off in places, you can sit on the balcony and sort of
And wait
have a
for them.
cocktail or something while you're watching them running for the boat.
I have no
that's-
idea what my friend.
That's a good sport apparently on a cruise. I've never been on. Well, I've only been on one short cruise myself, and it drove me absolutely nuts. But that's probably just where I was. I went to Holland and back, so it wasn't a particularly long one. But I did have a friend that did
Tropics
the.
or
my
something.
chicken.
I did have a friend that went over to around Alaska and did all the glaciers around Juneau. And all that, which looked absolutely amazing. And she did say the only thing that was bad about it was a packaged in, and she had to catch the flight across the UK to Alaska before they got on the boat. And apparently the in-flight movie was Titanic, which probably, with hindsight,
yeah.
wasn't a good movie to pick.
Do you like my chicken? Can we cook it and eat it here? My chicken in my hand.
Hey, you're on a boat.
Yeah, we can chop. We can.
Well, we
make
don't
chicken.
generally we don't generally eat the chickens here, but it is rabbit season right now. You know that.
Oh no! You make chicken Kiev. No chicken Kiev.
No, but
Chicken
the chicken's
Kiev.
fine. I'm saying, but it is rabbit season right now. Did you not know?
What kind of season?
Rabbit season.
Oh, rabbits. Hey, what are you talking
Yeah.
about? Listen, that's illegal. Yeah,
No,
you
it's not
rabbits.
illegal.
I'm a part of rabbit family.
Well, I'm sorry, but yeah, it's rabbit season.
No, you know, eat me. I don't taste
If you want to, I'm sorry, mate, but if you want to dress as a rabbit and walk around Second Life with a target on your back with anyone for a shotgun, then you
Listen
crack on.
to me. You know,
it's
eat
rabbit
no
season.
rabbits. Rabbits is no food. Be like Chinese. Eat dogs instead of cats, not rabbits.
No, we're not into eating dogs and stuff. We
Yeah,
that's
we
not-
don't eat
that's
dogs
not
and
fair.
cats.
Rabbits is good. Not for food. Eat chicken instead.
I don't like rabbit, but I love chicken.
I'm a vegetarian.
There. Here's the woman
And I am
who likes the chicken.
scared of him.
Okay, so
Where are you from?
Anyway,
my next issue that I would like to discuss is apparently my videos are getting translated, which is a new feature that YouTube.
Why, girl war, they want to eat my bunny. I'm not gonna give to myself to them.
which is
Oh boy.
so YouTube has introduced, like I think it was a few months ago, that videos in your country would be automatically translated in your language. There was a few issues with gender at first because they didn't recognize which gender it was, and there was a lip sync issue. But now it appears that the translation is wrong as well.
Well, I saw a comment relating to that. Weren't they translating it into French?
Well,
Pris?
yeah, because if you listen to my video in France, from France, for example, it will be automatically translated. So it's not my voice, it's another voice, but in French. So
Is it actually
I've had that happen here.
Yeah.
That happens here because my YouTube account is in English. So when I watch content from the Dominican Republic, which would be in Spanish, it gets auto-translated to English.
Yeah.
And the title auto-translation is automatic. I can't turn it off. I can turn off like the live translation or whatever, like the dubbing, but I cannot turn off the titles. It's infuriating.
So this person that's watching the YouTube's been really passive-aggressive in the comments, saying things that I didn't say, and I didn't realize it until he mentioned that this is what it said in French, and it's not me. It's just a translation that is wrong.
Yeah, the fun thing is that you are French, Pris.
Yeah,
you kind of know what you're saying anyway.
Well, but I say it in English, but the thing is, they're translating something, and it's absolutely not what I said. Like, it goes completely against what I said, which is quite frustrating because, I mean, sure, the person could ask to confirm that this is what I meant, which is not.
But you know what they say, if it's in the internet, it's always right?
Right.
Well, yeah,
Okay, you promised.
Yeah, but this person is saying
Stop, Sasha.
What did he say? Double standard, but it's not what I said. It's not me
Yeah,
translating. I don't control the translation. It's not my fault if YouTube is doing a poor job at translating.
Well, that's down to the YouTube. Don't worry about it, because sometimes it's going to pick up words that you haven't said anyway, because it doesn't quite hear what you're saying, or just in the pronunciation of things. So it's just going to chuck the wrong thing at it anyway. So and what the AI will then do is it'll pick a wrong word or a couple of wrong words and then try and construe a sentence out of those. And the idea that basically what you said gets completely distorted and put into completely out of context. I get that. I think anyone that uses or has a translator operating at the time should need to accept that technology isn't completely infallible, that they should fact check before they start thinking in terms of opening up criticism. There are more than one things on there, and YouTube does actually have a subtitle element on it as well, and you can see how bad it is if you have the subtitles switched on, when you can switch them on.
But I wonder if YouTube actually mentions, does it gives you a disclaimer that the video is being automatically translated?
Well, you can turn it off, Pris. All you've got to do is go into the settings, and you can turn. There's a box down there with subtitles and closed captions. Okay, it says subtitles and closed captions are unavailable on this thing, but you can, if they've got a separate translator, which may be something else they've got running separately on that, then that's the translator they're potentially using. So the actual translator built into YouTube is not operating on this live chat at the moment.
Would you like to be my friend? I need friends I can eat. You want to eat my bunny? Oh, now I'm going to be a shark, and I can eat you. Tasty. Hello,
That's not the topic at hand, Sasha.
Okay.
So I take on board what the person's saying, if only they were right. But unfortunately,
Honestly, I wouldn't mind if I could turn them
she
off.
was fraught with error.
Yeah, I just think anything they add like that should be completely optional, and you should be able to turn it off. It's infuriating to not be able to turn it off.
Yeah. Never mind.
Yeah, but especially if they're not giving a warning as well, too, that it might not be
Well, you never know. And
Yeah.
if you're dealing with people in technology, they never like to admit they're wrong, do they?
I know, but it's just now I'm gonna have
just-
to do an extra, an extra line, some warnings that if you are listening to this in your language, I am not responsible for the translation. So, you
Well,
need
you
to-
can't be responsible anyway, can you? I mean,
I can speak English.
Yeah,
I can
I
speak
know
Russian.
that, but it's just not fair that, not all the comments are nice, and on top of it now I have to deal with issues from which are out of my control, really.
yeah.
I've got enough backlash to deal with, which is fine, but now it's technical issues that I can't do anything about it because it is a YouTube thing.
Yeah.
And I didn't
Oh,
say,
well.
yeah, whatever he thinks I said, I did not say at all.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, it was completely wrong translation.
Yeah.
Rather than,
Yeah.
similar thing. It was opposite of what I said.
Yeah. Sasha, please, can you turn that off? Sasha, can you turn that off, please?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is a live stream, so...
Sorry. I thought you liked the song. You don't like the song?
But yeah, that
Well,
was
this is a podcast. We have structure and conversations here.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry I'm a shark right now. Hungry. Hungry shark. You have a nice day. I'll leave.
Have some Oreos. Here you go. I'll show you my Oreos.
That works.
Oreos. Oreos.
You have a great day.
Yes. Okay. So yeah, I get the point on translation. I mean, we all have it. If we're trying to talk to people that are,
Yeah.
not proficient in our own language, we'll sometimes go to things like Google Translate or some of the other translators out there, and they come up with some really amazing translations. We know that. I usually have a disclaimer when I use it, and I say, if I'm doing something in French, for example, I'll look and say, I'll put this thing, and they go, "My God, you know French? That's amazing!" And I said, "Yeah, I've probably just ordered a pizza from someplace in Montmartre. I really have no idea what I'm saying at all." And just usually put that in there, and everybody sort of giggles. I mean, if I go over to France myself, and I talk to them over there, they usually just burst out laughing, and then they'll talk to me in perfect English. But that's the people in Paris. They do like you to have a go. That's the thing. There we go. Yeah.
Good afternoon, good morning, sirs. How we doing?
Hello, hello.
Hello, Mr. Cat.
Good to see you. We've got a whole menagerie turning up today. We've got Lego people. We've got sharks. Now we've got a flying cat. I mean, this is great. This is, isn't it?
And a pilgrim. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I have to share my apologies. I was meant to pull up in a boat, but it just didn't work out, so here I am, just on...
So
That's all right. Tigers can swim. You're completely fine, mate.
Okay. And what is your name?
He looks
sorry?
wet too. Is that okay to say?
Yeah, the boat died. It didn't work. It didn't work. It just fucked. Old technology, you know what I'm saying?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Hey, Barbie.
Oh my gosh, we've got so many people dropping today.
Hi,
Well, that's
here.
good.
Ready to party.
Wow.
Happy Saturday.
Zia reckons we need a bigger boat. Yeah, okay, thanks for that, Zia. That's a line which we've had already in a few jokes. But yeah, I thought about actually putting a barge, or maybe even moving the boat over near the lighthouse, and then we could all use some of the quayside and stuff on that over there as well. But yeah. I think if the shark turns up again, I think we might just need to get a bigger boat. But we'll see where we go.
All right, we're
Well, sorry if Sharky turns up, but watch out when George turns up, Sharky and George together, fuck me, we're dead.
We had a
alright.
shark here not a moment ago that was dancing around and stuff.
Yeah.
glad it didn't eat anybody.
Right. He was talking
They
about
wanted
eating.
to.
He was talking about eating Lego people, which wasn't an
Yeah,
ideal
Kimmy.
situation.
They wanted to eat Kimmy.
I see.
Yeah, well,
I don't
yeah.
know what look at her hat. It's really shiny.
Some people have some really interesting concepts in terms of how they want to present themselves in this environment sometimes. That's all I know.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh dear.
I
Well, we
mean,
have
it's
got
just
sharks.
that this is like a chill, structured situation. You can't just play loud
It's
music
not.
and dance.
It's not structured, but we sit down before and think, well, okay, rather than sit there talking,
Yeah.
just talking out for the next 2 hours, we have a rough idea, roughly what we're going to say. Although I must admit, we sat down before Pris hit the button. I said, well, what are we going to talk about this week, Pris? And Pris goes,
We do
well, I'll
it
say
every time.
something. And I said, well, yeah, what are you going to talk about, Pris? And at least you hit the button. So we're not quite sure what we're going to be talking about today.
Well, yeah, but when it goes live at 9:30, we're supposed to be on time. So, but I mean, we
work today.
We manage well.
Yeah.
We've got to talk about
what-
the state of Marmite futures. What is Marmite futures? What?
Marmite.
It's the future of Marmite.
What is Marmite?
You don't
Don't
know.
mess with Marmite.
It's
I'm
like
sorry.
the UK
That's not a
version.
thing you can
Marmite.
mess with.
Marmite is UK. Vegemite is Australian.
Why
Oh, I
do
got
we
you.
talk about the future of that? This is disgusting. Marmite, Vegemite, ew.
What?
You don't like it.
It's one of those things you either love or you hate, isn't it? And I remember talking to Clara about this when she was over in London, a couple of months back, and there was one point back on the Oxford Street lights a few years ago. They were sponsored by Marmite, and the actual. The light decorations hanging down the streets. Oxford Street is a big shopping street. It's about 1.5 miles long. It's a huge shopping street. It's probably one of the most famous things they've got in London, as far as shopping that's concerned. And all the lights were down about every 30 meters, I think it was. You had these things stringing across between the buildings, and it was all sponsored by Marmite. And on each of these things, they had 2 logos for Marmite, which looked suspicious. Well, depending on your point of view, it was either a person eating Marmite or someone with their fist down their throat trying to gag on Marmite, depending on whether you loved or hated it. And it was just, it was a big joke at the time when it came out.
But there were the red flags, which is the Bovril.
Yeah,
And that's our version of Vegemite, Marmite put against, that's the Bovril, Vegemite, Marmite, that's the 3 contenders.
Yeah,
It'd be nice to have a test. It'd be nice to have an actual test. Let's see. Go through it. Test 1, test 2, test 3.
Yeah.
I think you should put some butter on there too.
You can't put butter on that.
Well, my friend, he's from Australia. He's at my job, and he said, if you want to eat some Vegemite, put some butter on there too.
Vegemite is a spread. You can't put butter on a spread. Doesn't really work.
Get off this fucking boat.
People put butter.
Yeah, that's how I was told.
Throw me to the sharks.
Please don't leave. Come back.
Bye, Barbie.
You probably put butter
You
on
know
your
what?
bread or
Fuck
something.
this
and
shit.
just
We like
spread
butter
that on top
toast
of
where I'm
that.
from. It's kind of burnt. Like,
Yeah, you probably, as I say, you probably got some bread, then you put some butter on the bread, then you put your Vegemite or your Marmite, or whatever you call it.
But that's
on top of that.
layers. I don't think that's.
So it kind of mixes it
I
down.
don't know. I
dilutes
just
the
know what
taste
he
a bit.
told me.
It does kind of, as I say, it kind of mixes the taste on the whole thing and makes it less.
Now, the more I hear this exchange, the more I'm grateful I've never tried this.
It's
Yeah.
disgusting.
I kind of want to try it.
Which one? Which one have you tried and said it was disgusting? Which one? Because there's 3 we're talking about right here.
Marmite.
Marmite and Vegemite. Both of them.
Oh, you tried
I
both of them?
Marmite and Vegemite, yeah.
Okay,
And
so you
Bovril.
never tried Bovril then yet?
Yeah, but as a drink, not as a spread. You had it as
Ew.
a hot drink.
Ugh.
It works as a spread, it really does.
Yeah.
But I mean, here in the United States, we have weird jams too. There's like a jalapeno jam, a bacon jam. There's all types of weird jams. Yeah.
Jalapeno jam? What?
Jalapeno.
Oh,
Wow.
Are you
You're lovely
American?
on that.
Zia says
Are
the
you-
bacon jam is amazing.
Are you American? You
It's
sound
amazing that someone's thought
I'm
of it.
definitely
Yeah,
The
yeah,
jam
there's
is supposed to be
all kinds of-
sweet.
There's all kinds of jams and salsas and
Right now it's like
barbecue
pumpkin spice
spices.
jam.
There's all kinds of stuff. Oh
That
my
takes
god.
me back to the day when you used to get unusual flavours of crisps or chips, as call them in some parts of the world, and we had things like pickled hedgehog flavour and stuff like that, and everyone says,
Oh, it wasn't really a hedgehog.
well, you don't know. I mean, how many pickled
Well, I wasn't
hedgehogs have
there
you actually
for
had? Yeah, how many pickled hedgehogs have you actually eaten to know that it tastes of pickled hedgehog? That's the
How
thing.
many monsters have you munched also? That's a good flavour.
I'm sure the guy that came along here earlier with the shark will probably turn up as a pickled hedgehog or something, and he can enlighten us.
Fucking watch out, it might have been.
But yeah, you never know. You never know. It's Second Life. Anything can happen here, can't it? I mean, let's be
Yeah.
honest.
Pickled onion monster munch. That's a good fucking flavour.
Monster
It is the
Munch.
best.
Oh my! Now you're taking me
Pickled
back a
onion
bit.
Monster Munch is the best.
Wow. Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah, that was really strong flavour, wasn't it? If I remember rightly.
They make your eyes water.
Do you remember wagon wheels?
Indeed, yes I do.
Yeah. Have you seen how small they are these days?
They've really shrunk, haven't they? They used to be the
They're
size of
so
dinner plates,
tiny.
and now they're just.
Yeah.
What is this thing? It's the size of a cookie. I'm thinking, what the devil?
That's the recession right there.
Shrinkflation.
Shrinkflation.
Inflation.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many things like that. They've changed the size proportions. They surreptitiously changed the recipes. I had a shock today because I discovered that in my favourite guilty pleasure, I will mention this. Clara knows which one I'm going to talk about.
Me?
We'll mention Nando's, and
not me.
there's a rule coming out in the UK about sugar and about the amount of sugar that everyone has in their diets, and they're actually putting additional taxes, and they're trying to stop people overdosing on sugar because it leads to diabetes and people and all sorts of other problems, high blood pressure, all sorts of things. So the government is trying to persuade people to lower their sugar intake a little bit. And one of the things that they've found is in some of these restaurants, particularly the fast food ones, is where you get the bottomless glass of, say, soda water or Coke or whatever you want to call it. And they're just saying you can't do that anymore. And they're basically saying you cannot have bottomless glasses of stuff anymore at all now. You can have a glass of it, but you can't have bottomless. And so the whole bottomless concept is being banned in the UK at the moment, which is a real shame.
I'm sorry.
Wow. It's complete travesty.
That happened.
Oh wow, Clara.
No, what are you doing? Oh, yeah.
You talking about this? Sugar, anything.
Candy balls.
No, we're
Sugar,
not
anything,
talking
drinks,
about
Mars
any
bars.
again.
We're talking about Andy's balls again.
I alarmed somebody said yes, that's perfect. That's exactly like in real life. So I did good.
Come on, Andy's having a moment here. He's remembering his childhood, and now you bring up his balls.
I don't know what the hell she's talking about. I swear the meds aren't working.
I love
Yeah.
you, darling.
I think sugar coated balls. Is that what it is? Is still getting extra sugar from right now?
I'm talking about. Here I talking about bottomless Coke, and she's talking about. Well, let's not talk about what she's talking about. But yeah,
Under your bed.
That's what it
Salty.
you can't have bottomless Coke.
When you say, when you say bottomless Coke, you mean like they let you do refills? Like they give you a glass and you keep
unlimited
refilling?
refills, but they're not letting you do unlimited refills anymore. That's it. It's bad.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they still do them here.
Yeah, as I say, it's
I love a fountain
initiative right
drink.
now to try and reduce people's intake on sugar. So yeah, that's just coming into effect now, which is a real shame because if I have a nice, really hot, spicy Nando's, and they can do some pretty hot stuff in there, sometimes I'll need more than one drink to do that. But no, not anymore. You've got to basically pay for every time you have a glass now.
What's your favourite tipple then? Are you a cola man?
Oh what?
Your favourite tipple? Are you Coca-Cola? Is that your favourite one?
No, I
soft
just,
drinks.
if I go to Nando's, I just
Pepsi.
want something cool and calming.
Pepsi
Max.
No. If I go into Nando's because
No,
it's hot
you were
and spicy,
Dr. Pepper.
I'm going to answer your question or not. If I go to Nando's, it's quite hot and spicy food, so I'll look for something that's cool and something to try and nullify that spiciness, because it puts quite a bit of heat on the whole thing. So I will probably often have a soft drink, but I'm quite happy to have a beer in there or a wine as well sometimes. Because they do bottomless drinks, you could have a whole load of it, no matter how. So you can go for the really hot, spicy stuff, and you can have unlimited drinks, and basically it'll calm your throat down afterwards. You can't do that anymore. So that's a shame. But it's other things. I mean, like Pizza Hut, all these other places, so they sell these kind of things where they've got bottomless drinks. The whole concept of bottomless drinks is being banned in the UK now.
You could do well as a fucking politician, because you failed to answer the question, you know.
What?
Well,
the question was, your favourite soft drink, would it be Coca-Cola or something else?
I don't have a favourite soft drink.
He's just continuing on what he was saying before.
I get that, but politician would say like, oh yeah, everything about answer.
My
So, sir,
Besides, Coca-Cola's the only right answer.
No, Pepsi.
I drink lots of things. I drink Pepsi, I drink Pepsi Max, I drink Coke Zero, I drink a whole load of different things. I don't have a favourite.
There you go, there's your answer.
My favourite drink is black coffee, no sugar. There you go.
Okay, but that's different. We're talking about soft drinks, Pris. Soft drinks.
I don't really like soft drinks. So, I'm good.
Of course you don't.
Well, if you
Vanilla Dr.
want
Pepper.
me to have a
That was
drink, you either
good.
give me a coffee or a wine, and I'll be happy.
Same.
They do a really nice spear merlot in Nando's, and I can't get it. I can't get it anywhere else. And yeah, it's very, very nice. But yeah,
I did have a wine,
nice red one.
when I went to Nando's, but I can't remember what it was. It was okay.
Yeah, nice
Nando's
red business.
is good, and they've got the really yummy Portuguese tarts. That's my favorite part. And they're
What tart?
Yeah, the Portuguese tarts at Nando's. They're absolutely
Okay.
Yeah, well, I don't know in your Nando's, but in my Nando's here, they were absolutely delicious. I had 4 of them. 4. Yep. 4.
There we go.
Yeah. Didn't share.
What is it like? Is it British food or international food? Like, what are they?
No,
Is it
it's
Spanish?
Pie?
It is turning international. It started in England, and basically it's kind of weird because it's
Like South African Thai.
It's a Portuguese. No, it's nothing to do with Thai. It's a Portuguese stroke South African fusion. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. He's got it.
And a lot of it's based on basically char grilled chicken, literally where they have a brazier out in the restaurant. Where they're cooking this whole thing, and it's spiced up and marinated in peri-peri, and you can have it in a variety of different strengths. It gets quite hot in there, but there's something about the sauces that you get in Nando's. They are incredibly addictive, and we don't know what it is about them. But yeah, once you get that taste in your mouth, you've just got to have more. And people look at it and say, it's a fast food place, and technically it probably is a fast food place, but it's just the way they present it and everything else. It's a little bit different, but the food that taste is, once it gets in your throat, you've got to have more of it. And people have said to me when I've had like a birthday, or I'll go to a restaurant or something, and they say, where should we go? And I said, you know what, can we go to Nando's? And they sort of look at me with derision and say, how can you not go to a decent restaurant? I mean, we've got some of the best restaurants in the world here in the UK. And I'm perfectly happy.
How much older than you are?
I'm perfectly happy with Nando's. I'm perfectly happy with Nando's.
Similar. You're from London, mate. I'm from the north. We don't do that. There is Nando's up here, but we aren't fucking Nando fanboys like that.
Yeah, it's just something. It's my guilty pleasure, and so I'm allowed to have one. So I like Nando's. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
I mean, I can go around the corner. I can go to Raymond LeBlanc's Manor or Quatre Saisons. I can go to Heston Blumenthal, the Fat Duck at Bray. These are races being the best restaurants in the world, and they have umpteen Michelin stars shown at them and stuff like that. And the food, don't get me, is absolutely sublime. And there's some amazing different combinations, particularly at Heston Blumenthal, because he approaches food and cooking like he does engineering. He was originally an engineer. And he has some really crazy tastes. When you go to these sort of places, don't ask what goes in the food. Just taste the food and concentrate on what it tastes like. That's something I've learned going worldwide. You don't ever try to judge food or try and select what food you want by knowing how it's been made. Just concentrate on what it is and what it tastes like, and if you like the taste. And you end up having all sorts of weird things, but yeah, you'll get to taste so much more. And it's one of the things I know with British people, a lot of them they like to sort of go and have like fish and chips wherever they go around the world, or steak and chips and stuff. I can remember going to Turkey years ago when I ended up in a resort where every restaurant sold steak and chips. Every restaurant, it was nuts. Yeah, every restaurant basically had steak and chips on the menu, and to the point I went into one place and asked the guy to tell me what he would be cooking when he went home that night, and I said, okay, I'll have that then, please. And from that point, hence, I went back to that restaurant night after night because the food was absolutely brilliant, and I got known as that crazy Brit that won't ever have anything on the menu. But hey, I got to have proper Turkish food, and it was lovely. Yeah. I'm like that. I like to try different things. I can remember going to Mexico and eating fried crickets, fish larvae, ant larvae, things like that in there.
Have you had spicy food in Mexico City? Like when you went, did you have like?
Oh yeah.
Because that's proper spicy. I find that people think they know spicy, then they go to Mexico, they're like, oh, I'm gonna try the really spicy stuff, and the locals are always like, are you sure about that? Did you really want to do that?
You can go to Mexico City. If you go to the Yucatan, they do chili habanero, and that's a bit more that's a bit loaded, a bit high, a bit higher. They've also got a very, very hot sauce. It's almost transparent, made direct from chilies, which they have like a breakfast appetizer. That's really powerful.
Like a lot of the spiciest stuff they'll actually warn tourists away from, because all of them go like, oh, give me the spiciest you have. It's like, you don't want that. And then if you insist,
I remember the first time I went to Mexico, I can remember the first time I went to Mexico, and I went down there. We saw the guide at 10 o'clock. We had our breakfast at like 7 or 8 o'clock. We had the breakfast. Out comes the hot sauce. Try this thing. My God, this is hot. Okay, have this thing. The guide comes out and says, when you have breakfast, they might ask you, they might offer you some hot sauce. He said, don't ever have the hot sauce. It'll be too much and it'll make you sick. And they're looking at me and they say, isn't that what you had for breakfast this morning? And I said, yeah, it was all right. But that was just me. I mean, there's also some things which they do in some parts of the world. Mexico's a classic one. If they ask you to take a tequila shot, and how they do that, and they give this whole theatrical thing about, putting salt on your elbow and, it's stuff under the lime and everything else. And if you talk to a Mexican, that's not how they drink it at all. And I remember going in there, that all the guys from the staff were sitting there looking and thinking, oh, we'll get all the tourists to do this crazy stuff there. And I just looked at the guys and said, I was a real party pooper, and just said, I ain't doing that. I said, I'll do it. And I started doing basically what they do, because I knew someone from Mexico, and she showed me. And the guy looked at me and said, you've been to Mexico before? And I said, I've never been to Mexico before in my life. I said, I just know that you're just taking the piss out of the tourists. And he sort of laughed and said, fair enough. He said, so they do all that. The other interesting thing about
although there is one thing that they do warn you against, like the whole don't ever drink any water that isn't bottled, and try not to eat any fruits because of Moctezuma's curse, they call it, because the sanitation is questionable. So
I've had water from the tap and stuff. I've never had a problem with it at all.
In Mexico City, you actually.
Yes, I've spent several weeks in Zocalo, in the centre of Mexico City, and then gone down over the hill to Cholula and Puebla, which I've been there, and then took a flight down to Acapulco. I've also been over to Tulum and down into the Yucatan, Merida and Campeche. So I've been around a little bit in Mexico.
When we went, they told us not to do that, and someone decided to eat some really nice-looking strawberries and spend 10 days in the hotel.
Well, as it is everywhere, you've got to use a bit of common sense sometimes. And sometimes you can find that if they leave things like ice cream out in the heat of the sun where it melts, and then they refreeze it and they dish it up again the following day, you are going to get a food poisoning on that thing. It goes on there. So you're just going to be a little bit careful. But that's just common sense, and you can do that at home, wherever you are, and have exactly the same problems. It's not generic to Mexico.
Andy, a good example here was go to Crete. Try some of the water there. You definitely don't want to fucking do that anything that's got like locally, local water put into it, you're going to have a bit of a bad time unless you've got a stronger stomach.
I've got to be honest with you. I've been to a couple of places in the past where I've had a dodgy holiday stomach, and that was from something completely different. And now I go around the world, and I just basically have what the locals have, and I don't have a problem at all. I've never had a problem. I haven't had a problem for the last couple of decades when I've been going, and I've been to some crazy places as well. So
honestly, I think you got lucky because it is a thing.
Yeah, I've not had a problem. So yeah, it's fine for me.
I think anything with the local water in it, you've got to be careful about that.
Maybe Andy has an iron stomach.
Well, maybe I do, or maybe I don't. I don't know. Maybe I'm just careful because I look at what the locals do and I do what they do. Because let's face it, if the water was that bad, why aren't they all lying in bed with
well, they warn against it. They tell you not to drink the tap water. They tell you don't drink any water that isn't bottled. It's mostly because you're not used to the bacteria and the stuff that's there, especially depending on where you come from.
Yeah, and they live there their whole lives.
Like I say, I watch what the locals do, I do what the locals do, and they don't have a problem.
But they've been there their whole lives. Yeah, that's why they don't have a problem.
They don't have a problem. I don't have a problem. We're all humans. We all have the same DNA. That's
all
fine.
right. Well, if you take me to Mexico, I'm not drinking the tap water, and you can hate me for it.
That's up to you. That's up to you. That's your choice. If
I don't have an iron stomach.
well, that's your choice. If you want to listen to what people tell you all the time, there, or you can just look at what the locals do and you have a whale of a time. And I've been to some amazing place for tacos. It's one of the best taco restaurants in Mexico City. And I went into this place there, and it was basically sort of plastic and aluminium garden furniture inside there. It was really
like the best places, like the taquerias, the best ones are always like the most unassuming places where you'd be like, no way. And it's like, those are the best ones. Like the locals will tell you, go there. And you're like,
and they're queuing out around the block to get into this place. And I thought, what is this place? And I looked at it, and they said, oh, yeah, they do some good tacos and good quesadillas and stuff. Okay, fine. So I'll go in there, and it was brilliant. But yeah, the decor, if you're not rate a restaurant by the decor, I mean, that basically looked like a warehouse. It was horrible. So yeah, there was another guy I remember, as I was just literally running a corner from the main Zocalo. It was a guy that they knew. That was just basically, he was a Mayan guy up from the Yucatan. He had basically a trolley in the street, and he was selling tacos and stuff off the street. And taco? Yeah, okay, we'll have a quick taco. The guy looked at me and said, where are you from? I said, from London. Oh my God, I don't get London people. I said, okay, fine. He said, and basically he gave me the taco which I bought, and then gave me the rest of the menu free, and was basically telling everybody, look, I've got a British guy eating my food, and they think he likes it. And I did. It was absolutely amazing. When I actually got home afterwards, and they said, do you want something to eat? I said, I'm sorry, I'm full. It was fantastic. You sometimes you've got to meet people on the level, I think, and I think there's too many people sometimes try and rate what they see when they go to different places by their own standards rather than the standards of the places where they go to, and I think that's a shame. But maybe that's just me. It's just something I've learned to do, and I never have problems.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah. Like when I go to France, as Pris will tell you, when you go to France, I go to Paris. Well, I've been to Paris more than a few times. And Paris, the Parisians can get peculiarly Napoleonic, shall we say, in terms of their attitudes towards people from other countries and other areas coming in there. They're very Gallic, they're very things. If you go talking to them, talking English, I want this, I want that, and in the English things, they don't have time for you. So, they'll almost spit at you and get lost, foreigner sort of thing, and they're just sitting there talking in French. If you're talking French at them, you're sort of smiling and everything, they appreciate actually you're having a go, and they'll respond to you in perfect English, and you'll actually get on really well with them. But you've basically got to make the effort to try and meet them on their terms. Don't enforce your environment on them in their country. That's the thing.
Well, and that should be true everywhere. Like
it should be true, but unfortunately it isn't always. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Actually, one of the issues, like how Puerto Rico is part of the U.S. as far as territory, right? So a lot of American tourists will go there because they're like, oh, it's a Caribbean destination and I don't have to travel internationally or whatever, right? Like, so they'll go there and they'll do whatever the hell they want, and they've had a lot of troubles with tourists because of that. Because they don't even respect the laws or do anything because they think they own the place.
Yeah. I mean, the joke that we say in England is that we taught the world, well, it's one of the jokes I have anyway, we taught the world English so that we don't have to learn any other languages. It is kind of generic that wherever you go in the world, they tend to be learning English. The only place, actually, interesting enough, I went to Morocco, and the first other language they speak is French. And then the language after that is English. So they're saying if you go to an expensive, they have to pay for tuition over there. If you pay for
the way things are going, you better learn Mandarin.
We have to learn English and German at school.
That's an interesting tip, by the way. English, French, or a tiny bit of Spanish, you can go far. You can go quite far with that.
Oh yeah. I mean, if we talk about languages where I know words in other languages, I can probably speak 9 languages. But yeah, I wouldn't profess to be able to talk in those languages sufficiently well. And like I do when I go to Paris, for example, and I say a few things in French, and probably the French is the one I probably know better than the others. And they burst out laughing and answer me in English, and they just think, yeah, okay, well done, mate. You gave it a go. But I tend to know most of the important stuff. Where's the hotel? How much is the drink? How much is that over there? Thank you very much. And now to smile, and that gets you a long way in most countries, frankly. You don't need to be able to know chapter and verse in every language to be able to.
Yeah, for me that's English, Spanish, and a little bit of Italian. That's about it.
Hey, hang on, Tazzy, can you stop going on a screen so that Pris can see you on the YouTube video?
Sorry?
I mean, like, why are you way over in there, dude?
Nobody wants to see me, so I'm out.
What's going on?
No. Come on, show your face. Don't be shy.
The question: how did they treat you in Charles de Gaulle Airport? As a British person, a British-speaking person, my personal time when I've been there, it wasn't the best.
I don't go through Charles de Gaulle Airport when I go to France. I get on the train. It's quicker. It's a lot quicker, frankly. I get on the train from St Pancras. It gets me to Paris in 2 hours. If I want to fly, it's going to take me about 4. So it's dead easy, and it takes me directly to the centre of Paris rather than to a place that's about 30 or 25 miles outside. It's so much easier to get into town that way, and they all speak English on both.
Well, so you didn't have to deal with the. No, so I can't swear.
Oh, it's easy. It's easy.
The 3 times we've been there, like twice with family, once myself.
Yeah.
You speak English, so they know English. The cheeky bastards. Oh, see, I've sworn now. There we go. They know, and just not good people.
We have the typical banter with the French. They call us the roast beefs, we call them the frogs. It's just something that always happens between English and the French. And if you go back far enough, most of France actually was British at one point, if you want to call it that. Because the Normans came across it and they created their Norman Empire, and that encompassed most of France and England, and the capital was in England, and so technically that kind of makes French actually British, which they don't like to skirt over. And we actually gave a lot of it back because we couldn't be bothered to keep it. It's just the way it happens. Pretty much like we did the Americans, but the Americans have this thing about tea in the harbour and all that junk.
Be careful.
We love the Boston Tea Party.
Yeah, well you do, but I just can't see the point of a couple of guys.
It was the point. I mean, it was so stupid. We were mad about the tea taxes in general too. So we threw the tea in our own harbor, and the King of England was supposed to think what about that? Like. It makes no sense, but it's like a great American story. We love it for some reason.
It's just such a lot of nonsense about nothing. Because, in England here, in the last sort of 20, 30 years, we've had riots in Brixton, we've had riots in Toxteth, in St Paul's, in Bristol. We've had the whole area where we had almost anarchy at one point on the streets of some of the major city centres, where people just going and raiding stuff. And there was a whole lot of protests about police control and all sorts of things which had on these things. And that's a hell of a lot more serious and aggressive than a couple of people grabbing hold of some crates of tea and chucking them into a harbour.
Serious and aggressive. We've had riots too. We have
exactly. But you make a big fuss about some guys throwing a few crates of tea in a harbour. I don't get it.
So I think we like it because we think that it shows like American spirit and American independence and American rebellion and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you really look at the story.
It's
really dumb.
It's nothing happened, but someone's just making something out of it. It's just, what the hell? What can I say? I mean, you've had more important things like,
but Zia, like the tea was already bought and paid for, so the tax had already been paid on the tea that got thrown into our own harbor, no one else's. It was the Boston Harbor. Yeah, and what was the... I mean, it was supposed to be a message to the King of England about his taxes. No taxation without representation, but what the heck did he care? We already paid the money, and it was our harbor.
Exactly. And the other half of the people that the protesters that were involved in weren't even English; they were the Dutch. That was a different thing again. So there was all sort of things going on from that. So
it was a dumb little thing.
It's a big.
Yeah.
As we would use the phrase in England, it was a storm in a teacup, but there has to be somebody who wants to make something out of it.
I don't know.
So
again, I think Americans like it because we think that it's, American independence, American rebellion, the American spirit and stuff, but I mean, it's not.
Yeah,
though.
It's not.
It's stupidity. I don't know. Americans like it.
I'd have to say the riots you had in the States about 4 years ago when someone stormed the Senate, we won't talk about who or why or whatever, but I think that was probably a bit more dramatic than a couple of guys chucking a few crates of tea into a harbour.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Is it really though? It's the metaphor about it, it's the message behind it, We
don't care. I'm sorry, we don't care. There was at one point, USA tried to invade England. They actually had a go at invading England. They tried to incite an army and raise an army of people in England to basically march on London and take the whole thing over, so that England and the UK effectively becomes a
Honey, are you seeing local chat?
Yes, and. This is the whole point. They invaded a place called Littlehaven, where there was a whole load of, I think it's Littlehaven, up on the Lake District, where there was a whole load of collieries and sort of coal came from there. And they sent a large ship on there to basically meet the army. The army didn't turn up. The British garrison there was quite alert and basically resisted, and then radioed back to central part of England to basically raise the army to help repel the invaders, which turned up after about 4 hours. When they got there, they found that the entire invading American force had basically given up on invading England, had gone to the local pub down at the end of the jetty and were sitting there drunk on the beer that they managed to get from out of the pub. That's how well the invasion of the Americans happened when the Americans tried to invade the UK. It's a lot of fun. So they don't talk about that in the American history books, I don't think either, because it's not quite the American.
Well, it all depends on what you look at, though, because there are a lot of really good books on that period. It's just that you won't be taught that in school, and you might see them in university depending on who teaches the course. But yeah.
It's a fun story when you read about the attempted invasion, though. That's something which I didn't even know much about. I just saw it once and a guy was talking about it, and then I started reading up about it. And it's hysterical actually, because you hear the stories about the American way, the big American army, the Navy, and all these sort of things, and how they couldn't take over the English 1-to-1. So they actually had a bunch of armies and people together which would support their cause and raise an army which could then march on London and everybody else and take the whole thing. That was the plan. It didn't work out that way, and as I say, the army didn't turn up, and eventually, after a lot of resistance from the locals, and they were just locals, they weren't particularly qualified or proficient in military terms.
Remember, in the mind of the American people, they could rise again.
It was in the Lake District, and the Lake District is a particularly wet part of the UK because it tends to rain quite a lot up there, despite being absolutely stunning when the sun comes out. It was raining when they got there the day. They got a bit down and depressed, and they all went to the pub and got drunk. And that was when the British Army did turn up to repel this big invasion. They found what was left of it was sitting there drunk on the quayside, rather depressed and rather soggy in the rain. And that was it.
That's actually correct. Who wants to fight when it's pissing down with rain? Nobody. Let's just go get drunk instead.
What are you going to do? Go down the pub? Yeah, well, the Americans do what the British do.
Well, they learn from us. Don't forget that they learn from us.
Yeah. Well, there we go. So it's a lovely moment of history. I mean, there's lots of little gems like that actually go through history. But when you've got a population that is being, I'm not going to say manipulated, but a population which is being steered into a certain mindset, sometimes historians and press and books can be a little bit economical with all the facts, and they can smooth over some of things like that because they don't entirely support the things, the qualities that they're trying to get the population to follow.
I think that's true everywhere. You've just described academia in general. Actually, you have described our historical moment very well. That's what's happening in all sorts of areas across the world, but especially in the developed world. Like here, we still kind of believe in some things like biology, that kind of thing.
I can remember going over to Salt Lake City one of the first times I went over to the States. And while I was in Salt Lake City, war in Europe was declared in Bosnia. And all hell was breaking loose, and there was war in Europe. In Salt Lake City, they didn't even mention it. The headline in Salt Lake City was it was a little bit cold because it was early January, and the fire station unfortunately had burnt down. But the real drama on the whole thing was that someone's cat got stuck up a tree, and because the fire station had burnt down, they didn't have the ladder to rescue the cat from up the tree. Yeah. I mean, I'm sitting here with the whole war in Bosnia, and there are millions of people being put through a genocide going on there. That didn't even hit the headlines in the States. So we talk about information, and people can throw wiki at you, and they can throw you an account of something they cut and paste off of the internet, but actually they don't really know. They're being guided. There's a term that came out when Trump did his first spell. He started talking about fake news. That was about the only thing that, in my mind, Trump actually did come out with and draw attention to the fact, yes, there was a lot of fake news flying out there, and stories and populations being coerced into going in different areas. I mean, he's now taken that whole thesis and he's basically used that to do what he's trying to do. And this whole invention of tariffs. I see the latest thing. Apparently, he's going to give $1,000 to every US citizen because of the amount of money he's raised on tariffs. Have you heard about that yet? Because that's in the States.
No, but that's not going to make a difference for like 99% of people.
Well, I'm sure it won't, but apparently that's what he's going to try and do. So if anyone's talking about how crazy some of the things that have been going on there, he's going to try and buy he's going to try and buy his popularity and do a term that he shouldn't be doing.
Gimme, I'm going to the UK.
By giving every man and woman of over a certain age $1,000. There we go.
Cool, I'm going to the UK with that. Thanks, Trump.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah.
You might want to buy a new computer with it, actually, but that's another story.
Oh my God, you're right. I should.
If Second Life doesn't burn out the one you've got already before you get another one.
Yeah, it's going to burn it out. Yeah, I need to.
Oh, I saw your short, Pris, about the hairstyle and the demos.
Oh, yeah.
Just making sure you're still awake, since I know you kind of use this time as your beauty sleep, and you've been kind of quiet, so, just making sure.
What are you talking? You all talking? I'm not interrupting. I don't have anything to add to the discussion, so I'm letting you speak. That's fine.
Well, let's drag you kicking and screaming back into the conversation, Pris, if we may. Last week there was a trial that went through on the new voice version. I mean, we're all talking on voice here in Second Life right now. There's an improved version of voice, which is presumably using some more up-to-date software, because the software they're using right now is pretty much out of date, and probably the license is probably getting shot of it and all that as well. Which is why we're looking at the new version. How did it go? They had like a whole open chat thing, didn't they? Load testing and all that, I think.
Thank you. What is his name? Jack? Cat. The cat.
Yeah, the cat that wanted to be out of frame the whole time. No, care if he hears me saying
He's going to. Thank you for dropping by. Yeah, no, it was fun. Everybody was yelling in the chat just to test the thing, but there was nothing really. I don't know when it's coming out of beta either. There was nothing really exciting about it.
Did it work?
Yeah. No, it worked.
Okay.
It worked.
Do you find that the quality was any better than what we're getting right now, or do you find that it was easier to use than what we're using right?
But there's nothing that I did. Like, you're using the voice the same. It's just the sound that is better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That was so that well.
Don't say the H word, people. Chill.
What?
Huh?
Andy, pay attention to local
What
chat.
was the roaster thing? Oh, the roaster thing. It was just testing the chat, the new chat, the new voice.
Yeah.
Sorry, the voice.
Brandy, no, I'm not going to be getting all Halloween dress up. Halloween's a long way off, and I'm not going to be touching it for a long time yet.
I sent Clara something. Did you share it?
Yeah.
No, Halloween is all Halloween.
How do you get things sorted out for you, Andy?
I will look at Halloween when it is Halloween. I'm not going to look at it a month before. That's just wishing my life away.
Isn't it
So-
October
Right,
at the end of
But
the
the
month?
Monday before, you gotta have the thing ready, baby.
I'm not dressing up in Halloween stuff until it's Halloween.
No, the Monday before.
I repeat, I will not be dressing up in Halloween stuff until it's Halloween.
I bought it for you.
I'll repeat again, I will not be dressing up in Halloween stuff until it's Halloween. And I won't be going into places that have Halloween stuff. all
Yeah,
over
I
the
know.
place, 'cause-
So like Halloween
Can I finish?
is.
Can I finish? I will not be going into places like that because it's wishing my life away, and frankly, it's boring. It bores me by the time it gets to Halloween if I do
Alright,
that.
so
I keep out the way.
I love Halloween, and I actually started SL on another account around Halloween, and it was amazing. And so every year I like to shop a little, and I like to explore a lot during Halloween, and I sort of can't now because my computer is getting outdated fast next to SL, it seems. And it's not just PBR, it was doing fine until a month or two ago. I don't know what's up, but so what I was going to do is I was going to make a little romantic land for me and Mr. Andy, and I bought him something for it and everything, and now he's telling me no, he's not going to do it. So I just want to share that with the crowd, that I'm so sad.
Now she's trying to shame me in front of.
Yeah, this is how you get guilt tripped, Andy. You hear that?
Yeah.
You're breaking her little heart, Andy.
It's for the Monday before. It's the only day that we both have.
Okay, so we're having a bit of time out, which is fair enough. But as I said twice now, and I repeat it for the last time, I will not be dressing up as Halloween until it's Halloween.
Okay, well, honey, we can't do anything on Halloween because we're working all day. You're working RL, and then you got Senate at night, and Senate is my whole day.
Is it,
That's why I was setting up for the Monday before.
On the 31st of October, is that correct?
Yeah, it's a Friday.
Yeah.
Well, what's the problem with Friday?
Thank you, Zia. He was already halfway agreeing to it, I thought, and now he's saying he won't do it, and it's why not? I'm making a land. I'm not even asking you to dress up that much. I just bought you a mask.
Okay, we're all going to do a dance, actually.
Yes, we are a couple, PJ.
So,
with summoning Cthulhu
Can we
again?
get darts around the fire again?
so I need.
Yeah, with summoning Cthulhu?
No. What we can do, what I want to do is like we don't need to be all together at the same time, but anyone that has a Halloween, yes, they are a couple. They're dating in real life. If you don't know, Andy and Clara, they're dating in real life. Just got
Yeah.
Well, we're trying to date in real life. We're actually 8,000 miles apart because I'm in London and she's in Texas. But yeah,
All the more reason to do this romantic thing with me.
We've both flown to each other's countries. We both enjoy. I mean, she's been over here once. I've been over there a couple of times to see her as well. Yeah, we get on. So it's,
So yeah, so
That's the
what I
thing.
was saying, what I want to do a Halloween video. So I want to film everybody dancing, so with their Halloween costume. So I can do that at any time. You just need to send me, when you ready to do it, and I'll film dancing, and then I'll put it all together, and we'll have a Halloween video.
Can I be a giant horrific spider?
No.
Oh man.
there we go.
Everything but spiders.
That cut across your plan, then, didn't it, Clara? So.
Well, I was already a spider for Halloween last year. It's just a really good costume.
I do know. I bought another costume, so I know that.
Yes, it was so nice of you, baby. But yeah, you're gonna do this masquerade thing with me because I said so.
Oh, someone wants to be a centipede. I remember that film.
I don't know
Someone
what film
Six.
that is.
Someone, the human centipede. That guy from Six. That was a.
Oh yeah, I saw that too.
Oh,
did you-
actually, apparently
Human centipede,
my
yeah.
voice is low. Can you all hear me?
This sounds fine to me.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
What?
Okay.
Yeah.
Alex
Okay.
says that she can barely hear me.
Oh, turn the sound up. It usually helps. Yeah.
You try turning it off and back on?
We did plan the podcast to be on Halloween. Are we still doing that, Andy?
I think so. Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll
yeah,
have to
yeah,
do something.
Friday.
So we
Yeah,
can.
so Andy, stop arguing. We're gonna do it the Monday before the thing that I'm doing.
We'll have to do something because we do have a club responsibility, and I do know the club is running through till about 2 a.m. my time that night. So we might have to think a little bit carefully as to how we run it. But yeah, it's there. It's something we will think about.
Yeah, so Andy, Monday the 27th is when I'm gonna take you away, and I'm gonna do stuff to you.
Oh,
We're gonna wear masks.
Oh, are we?
I'll
gas mask?
I'll get some.
No, like the one that I bought you.
Welder's mask?
You're gonna wear a nice, sexy suit and the mask that I bought you. We're gonna do a masquerade thing, and I'm gonna make a lamp for this.
Is it one of the ones that I sent you, Clara?
I mean, talk about telling everybody. No one knows what we're doing these things. I haven't seen the mask that apparently she's bought me, although I can see that she actually got me something. It's very nice of you to tell the whole world about it. But yeah, we'll see where we go. Yeah.
I thought you were agreeing to it. You were suggesting masks all day, but they were all jokes. You suggested every single one of those after I bought you your mask, I think.
Oh, there's different. I've got different things which I can wear on Halloween. There, most of them are tongue in cheek. They're not designed to be Halloween.
No, honey, I already. You've got the sexy black suit, and I bought you a mask, and we're going to do a masquerade thing, and we're gonna do this instead of me exploring and shopping all month, because I can't.
Shopping.
You're gonna do this so that I'm not sad.
Yeah, well, okay, but like I say, shopping.
No pressure, Andy. No pressure.
Why are we having this conversation in front of everybody? I don't need to be talking about this in front of everybody on Pris's
Actually,
podcast.
it might not even be a good idea to do. I mean, someone is saying, PJ is saying, why not host a live Halloween party or just a stream? But actually, if we do a stream, I'm pretty sure in SL there will be a lot of parties.
Yeah.
on the
People will be busy all
Yeah.
night. Yeah.
So we may as well just do it on our usual day, but pretend it's Halloween on that day. Because
Yeah.
people,
I-
I think people are
could
going
do
to be
that,
busy.
yeah.
Yeah, I think people will be
we
out.
may not necessarily be on this boat for that particular event.
Yeah.
There may be another boat, but we won't say any more than that at the moment.
Yeah,
We
we'll
just have to
have
wait
to
and see
plan
what.
it, but yeah, we'll just do the stream, I think, on the normal day as usual, but it will be Halloween themed. So at least anybody can just go to their Halloween party. I think that would be better.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, well, it's kind of fun. We can do things like that, but like I say, it's I guess I'm probably a bit old-fashioned. I believe in celebrating Halloween's, All Hallows Eve, i.e., the eve of a day, on the day before it happens, rather than the whole month. That's just wishing my life.
We go together because opposites attract.
Oh, where do you want it now? So yeah,
So I have a question actually, Andy. How is it in the UK with these holidays? Because I can tell you from my time in the in the United States, like they do right now. It's all Halloween, and then it's like briefly Thanksgiving, and then it goes straight into Christmas.
Yep.
All the way till January.
that's the whole American thing. We don't do that. We've got Halloween, which happens at the end of October, one night. That's it. Shortly after that, we've actually then what we call Bonfire Night, which is the British celebrate the attempts of a terrorist to try and blow up our Parliament. It's kind of like 9/11, but we celebrate
The
it.
5th of November. Remember the 5th. Yeah.
Yeah. Fire, gunpowder, and plot. Which is Guy Fawkes. And yes, we build a big bonfire. And we let lots of fireworks, and it turns like Storm and Norman's shock and awe over the whole country. And in fact, we get a thin film of smoke covering most of the country that night from all the fireworks that get let off. We have a bonfire going off as well. There, we usually burn an effigy. Traditionally, it used to be Guy Fawkes, but now we burn effigies of other people we don't particularly like or we think are funny. I'm sure that Trump will be on being a number of bonfires, along with potentially Keir Starmer, our own Prime Minister, and potentially a whole lot of other people as well. So yeah, we do all that. That's on bonfire night, and then we don't really have much else going on. The stores are trying to whip everybody into a retail frenzy because they like the idea of Black Friday, which is an American thing. Because it's trying to generate more revenue. So they're trying to do that. They actually get more money on Cyber Monday, which is the Monday after Black Friday, and they do a lot of stuff selling online there. But that's it. There's nothing that really happens until we get into Advent, which is at the beginning of December, and then we start to ramp up through Christmas Carol concerts and various Christmas-related events until we actually get to Christmas Day on the 25th. And that's it. So we're not bothered about Thanksgiving. We're not bothered about these other things. It just doesn't really happen. I do know that there are some other celebrations out there, which I do enjoy. And I say with a Mexican relation, Dia de Muertos is something which I really do like the feeling of. I actually prefer that to Thanksgiving, personally. Sorry guys, if you don't agree, but that's my own personal point of
Thanksgiving
view.
is awkward. It's dead.
Oh, Andy's a golf.
Thanksgiving is basically a harvest festival. That's what it is. And we
it's
do
not.
celebrate harvest.
So-
It is.
No.
And in Harvest Festival we do have that, but in
Are you the American?
In America they basically celebrate Thanksgiving on one big day. And in the UK, then basically we have it on a sort of a whole harvest thing, which goes on several Sundays in autumn. Not quite as late as
So
Thanksgiving.
in America, Thanksgiving is where you gather with your family, and sometimes some people will gather with close friends. And there's a huge feast. Usually, there's a member of the family who does the bulk of the cooking, and then other people will like bring a dish, and the food is really good, but the family time is usually really awkward. And there's a lot of comedy movies about it, and there you go.
I've seen them.
There's no harvest festival.
That's basically like a family dinner. We do that anyway at all times of the year in the UK. There's nothing particularly special about Thanksgiving. We don't do the Thanksgiving thing at all in England. We know it happens.
Yeah, it's an American holiday.
Yeah, we know. There's a lot of American holidays which you've got over there. That's nothing to do with us. That's your stuff. So yeah, we're not bothered.
Yeah,
so we just crack on.
So don't try to say it's a harvest festival when you don't know.
Can I have my special day? Like, since we have Thanksgiving, Halloween, I want a meta reality day. Can I have that?
Do it. Do it. Do it.
What's meta? Okay, Pris. Okay, so what's Meta Reality Day?
I don't know. Just celebrating the virtual world and friends and online friends, Second Life.
Okay, hang on. Okay, so let's define this a bit, shall we? Are we talking about celebrating Second Life, or are we talking about celebrating virtual worlds? Because there are a lot of virtual worlds which aren't Second Life.
Probably means Second Life because that's where we are.
No, let's celebrate virtual friendship. Virtual friends online.
I would venture to just, if I could tweak it a little bit, maybe venture to suggest that online friendships and online community day, as opposed to a meta reality stroke Second Life, and assuming that Second Life is everything to do with virtual, because it's not. I would agree with you. I think online community thing,
online community, online. Yeah, it's not just. I don't think it's just for, Second Life, because some of us meet on Second Life, some of us meet outside of Second Life, and then we just.
Second Life is not the first, not the only virtual world that's out there. I see people having competitions, say, Miss Virtual World or stuff like that, and then they completely ignore all the other virtual worlds out there. They only focus on Second Life because that's all they know. I kind of understand why they do that. I feel it's a shame that they ignore the other communities that are in other virtual worlds at the same time too. And there's a whole wealth of other communities in other virtual. Completely unconnected with Second Life as well. So I think it's a bit of a misnomer to just basically this virtual world or whatever, and then just only limit it to Second Life, because there's so much more out there. But I agree. It'd be lovely to have some kind of an online community day from that part of it. I mean, spending as someone that goes back to the days of Yahoo Chat and stuff before I even started getting into virtuals. There was a whole community thing going on in those things, and that was literally Bandit Country. You never know who you would be talking to in those chat rooms. It was just crazy.
Looking into Habitat. I've never heard of Habitat.
Habitat?
Yeah, look at the chat. In 1986.
Habitat?
Okay.
I thought Habitat was older than that. I thought Habitat started in the 70s.
Well, people didn't really have personal computers until about the mid-'80s, and it wasn't many, of course.
I think in the 80s, Habitat was dying. I thought it was a big thing in the 70s. Might be wrong, but Habitat's been around a long, long time.
Clowny, you can be whatever you dream of.
No, I don't know Habitat. It used to be some good stuff. It used to be, because you can't get it now.
It says 1980, initially created in 1985.
Oh wow, okay, it's not as old as I thought it was.
Available as a beta test in 1986 by Quantum Link.
Wow. You still get Habitat stuff. It's basically online, or as a subdivision in another store. It used to be very high end. It's almost Scandinavian minimalist design stuff, a bit like the sort of stuff you get in IKEA, but it was a lot more high end than that. They used to get people like Jasper Conran would be one of the designers on Habitat. Because I've got some Habitat stuff here, and because it lasts, it's brilliant stuff from that point of view, and it was great. Unfortunately, the firm went bankrupt. Habitat's been running since 1964.
do you see?
Well, I thought it was older. Well, habitat design.
The first video game, as we know video games, was like 1975. There's no way.
What are we talking about video games for? We're talking Habitat here.
Well, it says Habitat is a video game.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Habitat is a store, basically selling furniture and home high-end.
Oh my lord, no, it's a game by LucasArts that came out in the 80s.
LucasArts? Oh my
Yes,
God.
are you reading the local chat?
This is why your local chat, Andy.
Yeah.
You're talking about something else. No, Habitat is a...
Now you know how I felt all of this time.
Habitat is a massive multiplayer online role-playing game developed by LucasArts. It's the first
Which is
attempt
Star
at a
Wars.
large-scale commercial virtual community that was graphic-based.
Never heard of it.
I've never heard of it.
We know.
I've never heard of it either.
Yeah.
Like, never.
I'm not. I've got to be frank. I'm not a gamer. I don't play all these games.
Yeah, but
Don't get me wrong. I've got to play.
It says virtual
I've got a PlayStation.
community.
I've got a PlayStation.
Well, it was also in local chat, honey.
I've had a various number of different incarnations of PlayStation. I've had a whole load of games and stuff there. I've had portables and stuff like that as well. I am not a gamer.
No, never.
So
Yeah,
I don't
but it
live
was
and die.
just,
I don't live and die.
it was in local chat, babe.
I don't live and die by personally. Because I have a life.
Okay,
I
but
don't
the
live and
info was
die.
all there
I don't
in
live and
local
die by.
chat.
As I was keep saying, because you keep interrupting, I don't live and die by games and that kind of thing. There's something which could keep me a bit of time in the spare time, but it's not important to me. But yeah, I can go back. I can go back to the old days of playing with the ZX81 and stuff like that, which is a lot older. I'm playing 3D Monster Maze, which is probably before half the people listening to this conversation even came into computers. But yeah, that's I'm playing with a Commodore PET when that first came out in school. Then going into the days of the BBC Micro, I'm using Acorn Basic to be able to program stuff and playing some amazing games on those things, which have now felt morphed into legend. Games like Elite, for example. The guy that wrote Elite was a classmate of mine. The guys that used to basically the guys that formed the company Electronic Arts were in my class at school. So yeah, I went to school with these guys. Andy Oliver, great guy. He was. He must have been about 14. He started playing with computers, and that's when he started getting into the whole thing. Writing games, selling games, making more and more money. He made $1 million by the time he was about 18 or 19, and then basically formed a company which ultimately became part of Electronic Arts. Oh yeah.
Did you see that Electronic Arts is being bought?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, everybody's talking about that at the moment.
Yeah. I wonder what it's going to mean
I'm
for
sure
the
Andy
Sims.
and his brother, because they were twins. I'm sure they'll do very well out of it, even despite the fact that it's a larger corporation now than it used to be. He's living down in Wiltshire, not far from Stonehenge is where they come from, and I went to school with them. And
My neck of the woods, yay!
in fact, he dated my first girlfriend, so that's another reason why I know Andy Oliver. So yeah,
For American Maggie.
But yeah.
On my press.
I don't know what that is. Who that is? American Maggie's Alice.
Oh my god! Cloudy! No!
Oh my god! Why did I think of that? That's perfect.
You sound like you sound like a Dalek, Pris. I don't know quite. If you say the word exterminate, I get
it. You're bored. You don't talk much. I don't let you sleep. So now this is where you get up to.
What
There we
did
go.
I do? What did I do?
This is double timing on us!
Honestly, I could actually try and make her whole region run so much more smoothly by not parking this boat in it. But Pris insists, please leave the boat anchored in the bay. And I said, okay, fine. So the boat that stays anchored
not
in the
you,
boat.
honey. It's
Now
all the
we know what Pris is
PBR.
really using the boat for when we're not around. I kind of get it now. Okay.
It's not the boat though. It's all the PBR.
Okay, now we're counting Kimmy's toys. Wow, okay. So when we're not talking about Andy's balls, we're talking about Kimmy's toys. That's
Say what now?
nothing.
It's British bashing time, isn't it? I got to be honest with you. If it's not me, it's Kimmy. I mean, who's next?
That's because you don't hold Pris's feet to the fire. This was about Pris.
I'm sorry, I don't understand what
Didn't
you're
do
saying.
anything.
She said you don't hold Pris's feet to the fire.
Oh, whatever that. Okay. Oh,
All
well,
on
never
you,
mind.
Clowny.
So what's coming up in Second Life in the next week or so, Pris? Is there anything good going on?
Halloween. Everything is Halloween. it's all Halloween.
I think at the moment, everything is going to be Halloween. There's trick or treat shopping event coming out. There's the 50 Linden Halloween events that was open today or yesterday. So
You know,
and Hop and what is it? Shop and Shop, whatever, the Linden Lab Halloween.
Yeah, I
event
tried to
as
go to the
well.
shop and hop, and I crashed hard.
Do you know, I went out because got a bit of a hurricane going on here in the UK. It's starting to blow itself out now, thank goodness. But I went out today for a walk around the country, around where I am here, and the leaves are just starting to turn. We're getting some amazing colours in autumn,
I want
It's
to be there.
and it looks absolutely magical. It's brilliant. Isn't it a shame that there aren't any of that going on in Second Life right now? Everybody all has to focus on the dark, the blackness, the ghouls, the Halloween shit, which basically doesn't even happen until the end of the month. They're missing a trick in terms of the natural
Well, that's
colours
not
and
true
the
at
time
all.
of the
There's a
year.
lot of lands that are just fallen, not trying to be spooky right now.
Not seen any of them. All I see is a press. All I
Well,
see.
I'm trying to see them. I've seen a couple, not most.
all I see in terms of press given and press inches is related to Halloween. And I'm sorry, it's more.
All right, so from what I've seen, Halloween is kind of 2 to 1 over just plain fall, but there is a lot of fall stuff right now.
In autumn.
I think it's fun
Yeah.
to visit, explore the Halloween and the themes and
Yeah, I'm trying not to go to the Halloween
And
since
I mean,
I'm still
you're
wanting
going-
to just
you're
see
going
fall.
to spend money in something, the decor and all that. You don't want it to be just for one day. So at least make it for a whole month, as long as it's not 3 months.
I wouldn't go for a whole month. The way we're doing it in club, which I'm not going to mention, is we're going to be celebrating Halloween, and then apparently we're celebrating Dia de Muertos a few days later. So we're going to be celebrating death on one day, and then we're going to be bringing the dead back to life and celebrating life a few days later. And I quite like that. But that's not going to go on for a month. That's going on for a few days. And the two events are connected, really, in terms of perceptions and things. And I think that's a lovely way of approaching the whole thing. I don't see why I should wish my entire life away and celebrate and dress up as a ghost or a zombie or something for a month. It doesn't.
It's not wishing your life away. It's enjoying the whole month. But no, it's fine.
It doesn't interest. It doesn't interest me. Burn 2. There's been burns all year. I've seen a whole bunch of them. Shop and Hops. I see Shop and Hops.
Ark Raiders is coming out 30th of October.
I see Shop and Hops and shopping events 2 to the penny in Second Life right now, and I'm sorry, they bore me too.
There's way too much shopping.
There's just too much on there, and people regurgitating old things. We had a chat before we started broadcasting, Pris, about the particular store that's rebranded itself and restarted, and now they've basically taken all their old templates offline, and now they're basically regurgitating them with new textures and bringing them back on there. So people that were supporting the old store are now gravitating to the new store, and they'd sell the same old tap just with a different texture on it. So talk about trying to make money out of people for very little effort. There's a great example of it. I'm not going to mention names here, but yeah, it's a very well-known brand in Second Life.
I went ahead and did it in local.
I had heard about that.
Yeah, it's there. Yeah. Burnt. I mean, Burn 2. There's been at least 3 Burn celebrations going on in Second Life this year.
Is Burn
They're
2?
all much of them.
Is that what is Burn?
It's like
2?
Burning Man.
Well, Burning
It's
Man.
like Burning Man, and they make their own stuff, which is cool and great, but it looks like it was made 20 years ago, and it's supposedly being made like every year.
Yeah. They're probably new ideas. They're probably running out of ideas, and they're just trying to regurgitate the same stuff that they've done before, or in a slightly different slant on it.
Well, I don't know about that. It just looks like I mean, they make new stuff every year, but it looks like it was made 20 years ago. They don't have new methods of making things. They just do the basic stuff.
Yeah. So, there's that going on there. Shop and Hops. I see Shop and Hops like every other month for some reason. That means nothing to me.
Shop and Hops are on all the time. I'm only excited about the current one because it's Halloween season, but I can't even do it. I tried to go there and I crashed so hard. I can't do it.
Events. People talk about events. I don't do events. They don't interest me.
You can probably go a bit later, Clara. Like, wait a few days for it to die down a bit, and it'll probably be fine.
There were not
Unless
that
it's
many
like,
people.
which one
I
is
was
it?
trying
It's
to
like-
cam. It was not the people. I was trying to cam and nothing was loading, and then I crashed. And I was like, you know what? Just
Yeah,
forget
because for
this.
me, there's a couple of the events now that run horribly, no matter how many or how few people there are. It's horrible. I think it's Axis or one of those. It runs horribly. My God.
Yeah. Again, as I say, events don't interest me. They're all okay. There might be some new products out there. Some of that stuff is going to be retextured versions of stuff that's already out there. It's shopping for the sake of shopping. There's talk about groups of people plotting to try and collectively get stuff together. We had conversations about bodies a few weeks ago. It's interesting that the most prolific body out there is one that everybody's now saying is out of date. It's not. It's actually got more than double the number of people using it than anybody else. But all the store owners now are trying to say that you've got to use a new body because, of course, that then means that you've got to
There's a
basically
new body
buy.
that was just launched. Legacy.
Oh God, don't get me started on that. Don't get me started on that.
Legacy.
I am still upset.
I was stunned to find out this week that there are over 300 bodies on sale in Second Life.
So listen, it's like, okay.
300.
No, Zia. It's a new body because they didn't think that just having an add-on would be better. So they created another version of the what is it called? Bombshell. They did a special Bombshell edition, but it's a different body. You still have to pay for it for the full body.
Yeah, so listen, to me, it's completely outrageous. Like, listen, I understand every store has its business model. I respect it, and I'm sure they'll make a lot of money, but it's disgusting because if you look at Reborn...
That sounds just like another opportunity to upsell people.
No.
It's like going to McDonald's and being asked if you want fries with it.
Yeah, okay, but listen, what I'm talking about is, if you look at Reborn, for example, how do they do it, right? They have this add-on concept where you have the base body, and then if you want bigger boobs, then you buy those, and they're 750 linden. You want the push-up boobs, those are 750 linden. You want squishy stomach, you buy that, 750 linden. So ultimately, you come down to it, and it's a decent value proposition for what you're getting, and you still need the base body. But what these people are doing is they'll put like, oh, it's an entirely new body, except it's compatible with Legacy from the boobs down. So in other words, it's the same body with different boobs, and they're selling it for 5,000 linden.
Okay, right, yeah. I say, people have got the money to waste. Someone will sell it to them, won't they?
But the bombshell doesn't really have many support from creators, so they're creating another body with, like, who's going,
get people-
I just don't get it.
Because think about it. If you already bought the special edition, are you going to spend another 5,000 to get a different boob shape? It just seems outrageously expensive to me. Oh, I'm sure many people will. And that's what worries me. It's like if I'm reborn right now, I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm undercharging. Because if people will pay 5,000 linden for this, then I'm only charging 750. I'm going to jack those up. You know?
Well, this is the whole point. When you buy a new body, you've got to think in terms of buying the clothes for it. You've got to buy the skins for it. You've got to buy all the other things to make it work properly. So you're investing, for the sake of buying one thing or getting one thing, you're spending a hell of a lot to basically restart and do the whole thing again. What stuns me is that there are over 300 bodies in Second Life. I was party to a Chateau One group last week, and I saw somebody say they have over 40 heads. I'm sure maybe they treat the number of bodies or the number of heads they have as some kind of penis extension, but frankly, I only need one body.
I don't think it's that at all. I
don't understand why they have
different outfits.
I don't understand why people have to collect all these different bodies, and they don't use one at a time.
No, it's not that, Andy. Hold on. It's, for example...
Stop, honey. You know how I like to make a new land every couple months? And it's exciting for me, and it's interesting, and I really enjoy it, and I get to be creative. Some people
do that with
some people get that from doing different bodies and different outfits.
Yeah, and for me, like, to clarify, because I think you make a good point when you say, like, oh, but you'd have to start over. That's true if you switch from, like, Legacy to Reborn, but in my case, for example, there are specific outfits that use, let's say, juicy boobs, right? I mean, if you have an outfit that has a nice cleavage, then, it might look better in juicy than in waifu, for example. So, like, I use waifu boobs normally, but then if the outfit has push-up, then I get it for juicy if it has an option. And that's kind of what these people are trying to do. The difference is that, juicy 750 linden, and then you have the option. Whereas for them, you have to spend $2,500 if you buy it now, $5,000 if you buy it past October 20th. So it's completely, like, disproportionately expensive.
Yeah. Of course, I mean,
someone just leave?
It was interesting. It was interesting.
She's probably changing. She's probably changing.
Oh, okay.
It's interesting when they talk about. I mean, you made a comment last week, Clara. You said that Maitreya is a dead body, and yet there are over 80,000 people that have got Maitreya out there, and there's only about 20,000 people have got the next most popular body.
Well, are you misunderstanding what I meant on purpose to make your point? Because that's not what I meant. I meant it's a dead body because they're not making a lot of new clothes for it.
Right,
yeah, but
so
that's
not
Maitreya, though. Oh, actually, yes, and
if you're talking about Maitreya. But if you're talking about
not Lara X.
If you are talking about what bodies people are using, a lot of people are still using the classic Maitreya. It's just that not a lot of clothes are still being made for it. That's what I meant by it's a dead body. There's not stuff really being made for it anymore.
Yeah, it's not dead though.
Yeah, still people are using it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be phased out gradually, right? As people upgrade, it has its life cycle. I'm sure some people will never upgrade. I mean, I still see people running around the Senra stuff. I mean, I've seen some avatars that you can tell have not been upgraded in like 15 years. So, I get it, but ultimately, yeah, things just move. But for this thing, it's different because you're expanding basically the options that you have without having to switch to a different body. So for me, it's awesome. Like, I love my, my boob add-ons for Reborn. They're amazing because I didn't really like the shape of the original, whereas I do like the extensions. So it's a matter of having more options. Like, don't see it as, oh, you're going to have to change all of your outfits. No, I still have outfits that are for base Reborn. right? And I use deformers, and then I have outfits that I are already updated for waifu, and then I use that. And if they have push-up, then I use that. So I have a lot of flexibility. Like, there's very little today that doesn't come out with at least basic reborn. So I can use anything that comes out today, basically. And that's nice.
Yeah. Like, I would love to see a push-up for Petite X. But, yeah, they don't need to do a whole body. They just need to bring out an add-on.
Exactly. Make it like the same thing that Reborn does. You just alpha out the chest and it sticks in there. And in fact, they even have a tutorial on their Discord where you can link it. So you don't even use up the accessory slot. So if you just want to equip it so that it has the boobs on every time, you can do that. So it's kind of nice.
Yeah, but
I'm surprised though. I don't think does Matre, aside from Petite, do they have like even any expansions for that? I don't think I've seen any.
no, because they
Petite?
have
Not that I know of.
Yeah, they've got the Lava X, Petite X, and Flat.
Dang, Zika! Woo!
Maybe they
We've got an
don't.
angel in our midst.
Maybe they
Oh,
don't
she's a
need it.
biblically correct angel.
Maybe
They do need it. They do need it. Especially because one of the, in fact, I'd say that having nice push-up is a nice feature for smaller boobs.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't need-
because
Wait, you're not an angel at all.
Ecru did the push-up for Petite, but they haven't updated it. I checked that. They haven't updated for Lara X. They were the only one
I don't.
that did push-up.
I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't.
Well,
need
you're a
another
dude, and you don't do
Come on,
body.
Andy, you look
Yeah,
nice.
it's fine.
happy. I'm very happy having the body which I've got because it looks like me. I don't need to keep changing it.
Okay,
Maybe
well,
I'm a maverick
That's
in the whole
you.
concept of everybody claiming like 300 bodies and 40 heads.
Jimmy.
Maybe I'm just a
Lord.
maverick of the whole
Andy,
thing. But hey, that's
Andy,
my. Can I
Andy,
finish, please, Clara? You keep
have
talking over
different
me.
interests than you. It's okay.
I'd rather just look like me.
I'm gonna do it, and people can.
no,
do
Clowny
what they
should
want.
send in the boobies that he uses. Clowny, make it so.
Andy, it's all right. People have their interests, and
I'm
they're
just
not
joking.
spending.
Take it easy.
Yeah, and they're not spending your money. You are, so you can spend your money on what you want. And if you don't want that stuff, then don't do it.
Yeah, like I collect clothes obsessively. It's what I do, and it's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have two bodies, but I can't be bothered to change to the other, so I'm not going to buy another one, but
I have 3 bodies technically. It's really just all my Treya stuff, though.
Let's put it this way. Phil Rosedale doesn't update his avatar, does he? Why do you think that is?
the what? Sorry.
You want to know the real
Okay,
reason?
okay.
I think it's because he's not as tech savvy as he wants to pretend he is.
Well, I don't think. I think you're probably fine. He's got a whole company behind advising him if he needs to update it and stuff. I was just saying, Pris. Phil Rosedale doesn't update his avatar, does he?
Okay, so
Mental.
Philip Rosedale doesn't do it, so no one else in Second Life can
It's
do it?
practically a
That's silly.
meme at this point. Like, honestly, I would be disappointed if he updated his avatar. He better not update it.
Why?
There we go. Yeah.
No,
Yeah, Philip Rosedale doesn't really play Second Life. He comes to a couple of big events and then...
Hang on a second. How do you know he doesn't come to stuff? He might even have an alt to be roaming around Second Life right now.
Maybe
You have
he'll
no
show up
idea.
here right now. Come on, Philip, do it.
That would be
Let's
great.
do
Wouldn't it?
it!
It'd be great. Yeah.
Philip. With his fancy boots, yes.
And then we can, like, set an ROV trap for him
Yeah,
and make him
like-
play Cards Against Humanity.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Even if Philip, like, whatever. It doesn't matter about Philip. Just he's doing what he wants with his avatar, and that's great. And in Second Life, you got lots of options for your avatar, and that's great too. And people can do whatever they want with their own stuff.
I mean, that's
Why
the
not?
whole point of Second Life. I mean, if you want to be a centipede like Zia, for example, you can be that. If we want to be petite or...
I mean, come on, look at Clowny right now. Mine are still bigger.
Yeah, and look, Clanny got his boo out. If you want big boobs like Denise.
I like to
over
build
there.
and decorate. I cannot do that in real life.
Or
Nobody
big boobs
I've ever heard of
like
has that kind of budget.
Clowny and Kimmy, like, oh, he's beating Kimmy with his boobs.
What's interesting is that Clanny's got that Lego head on there. He's actually still got his other head on underneath it, and it keeps his head.
Yeah.
moves through it.
Yeah, I
It's
see
quite funny.
that.
It kind of comes out through his mouth as well, which is even funnier because it kind of looks as if he's almost sort of throwing up every few minutes, which is quite funny.
Yeah, it's like a bad mustache.
Yeah.
I want your bad mustache. Instead of romance, never mind.
Right. So
Yeah, Kimmy, that's
next week.
because you haven't gotten the push-up checks yet. Go get
Any-
it for the
is there
low
anything-
price of 2,500 linden. Jesus.
Is there anything else new coming next week, Pris?
Not that I know of, not in Second Life, no.
Oh, okay. Well,
I mean,
I guess probably we could wrap this whole thing up then, really, and we can go back to having a bit of fun after we finish the live stream here. And yeah, we can look forward to seeing everybody next week.
okay. All right, thank you for coming up today, and we shall see you next week.
Awesome. Thanks everybody. If you're enjoying it,
Yeah.
Chris, so she's spending a lot of time on the whole thing, getting this thing up and running for people, and you know, we're getting more people on the boat now, which is lovely to see people. But please like, subscribe, tell your friends.
Like,
More than
subscribe, buy Pris the Spanker.
Well, don't mind Pretty Spanker, but as I say, like and subscribe the whole thing there. By all means, come along and join us at some point on there as well. We're going to have a bit of a party towards the end of the month, and it will be Halloween based. And I've already had people tell me that they think I need a bigger boat, so we might have to put a barge or something out here. We might change the boat for something a little bit more exotic. Well, I won't say any more than that right now. Just for the one-off night to go with the theme, but we'll see where we go.
Yep.
And
well planned.
you'll have to, in true save the surprise part of it, which I know isn't a Second Life thing, because everyone in Second Life wants to be spoon-fed stuff before it happens, so they know what's going on. I'm not going to say what's
So
going
sad.
on. You'll have to come along on the night. But yeah, it's or join us on the night. But yeah, we've got a few things planned for the end of the month. So we look forward to seeing you there.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye everyone.